Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Okay, good evening, all of you. One more person's missing, no? Who's the other person?
Ma'am, Anubhav.
Anubhav's not here. Maybe we'll wait for 2 more minutes and we'll start. Okay. Okay, doesn't seem like he's coming. So first we'll start with, did I give you all homework last class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so first we'll go through the homework and then the test, and then the class. Okay, so starting off with Varshit's homework. So explain the reeling of silk. Silk reeling is the process by which a number of cocoon leaves. Have you written cocoon leaves?
Ma'am, it's larvas, ma'am.
Okay, change the spelling. It's LAR. Okay. Cocoon larvas are reeled together to produce a single thread. This is achieved by unwinding filaments, cocoons at one end in a warm water batch and winding the resultant thread onto a fast moving reel. Okay. Spider silk, sea silk, saw silk, mocha silk, Ari silk, art silk. Okay. Okay, Rashid. Kritwik, you weren't there last class, no?
Oh, yes, ma'am. So,
The silk reeling is the technique of weaving together several cocoon. Cocoon. What have you written, Leshita? Several cocoon
cocoon waves.
waves. Is there a word like that? Check that again. Okay, just circle that letter and check it again and come back to me. Used to create a single thread. To do this, filament from collectively collection of cooked cocoons are unwanted collectively at one end in a warm water bath, and the resulting thread is wound onto a spinning wheel. Okay, okay. Mulberry silk, spider silk, sea silk, jasarberry, muga, art silk. Okay. I know you're taking the answer of the Google, all of you all. I know that. But before copying it just like that, please understand what you're writing. All right, all of you all. Okay, so if there is, for example, like what Ashita wrote, maybe I might have not been aware. If there is actually a word named waves, it might be there. So understand the meaning. If I'm asking you what is the meaning of waves, you should be able to tell me what it is. If you don't know the meaning of it, you shouldn't write it. Okay. So learn it and then write this thing. Just don't copy it. Why am I giving you homework just to copy it? I'm giving you the maybe you can read it from Google. I'm not telling you to not read it. Read it from Google. Read it, understand it, write on your own. Okay. When you're writing it like that, it will be more useful for your tests also. Okay. Now let's go to the test results. Did all of you attend the test?
Yes, ma'am.
We first discuss the answers. So the order will be like Kritvik, Lashita, Varshit. Okay. The questions that I'm asking, I want you to answer in that order. So we'll start with Kritvik. Okay. What is fleece? It is the hair present on the body of the sheep or yak. It is the process of removing dirt. It is the process in which threads are processed or none.
Ma'am, the hair.
Hair present on the sheep or yak. Okay, very good. So obviously you all know that the fleece is nothing but the hair that is on the sheep or whatever the wool yielding animal. Okay. Next question. Obtaining silk through rearing of silkworm is known as what?
Ma'am, sericulture.
Sericulture. It's not your turn, no, Ritvik. It's the next person. Okay, it's fine. Next, Lashita, I want you to answer. Next one. The first step of processing fibers into wool is scoring, sorting, sharing, or none?
Ma'am, sharing.
Sharing, very good. Next person. The silkworm builds a cocoon by moving its head in the figure of 7, 8, 9, or 3.
8, ma'am. 8.
8, very good. Next person, Kritvik. Kritvik has already answered another question, so Lashita will answer. Right. Sorry, what is the meaning of selectively bred? Does it mean different wool rearing animals, or sorting of different type of hair, or different breed with different hair, or none of the above? Yashita?
Ma'am, different breeds of
Very different breed with different type of hair. So some people have made mistakes in this. Okay, and I think it is Kritvik and Anubhav. So it is different breeds with different hair. And yeah, it is different type of hair, but the same breeds can have different type of hair also. Okay, so you should clearly mention different breeds with different type of hair. That is the meaning of selectively bred. Next question, Varshit. Silk is obtained from the dash of the silkworm.
Ma'am, cocoon.
Cocoon, very good. Next, Kritvik. Cocoons are boiled to kill the dash.
Ma'am, the pupa.
Pupa, very good. But did you write the pupa?
Yes, ma'am. I wrote pupa.
I think someone else wrote something else. What did you write, Lashita?
Ma'am, lava.
I wrote lava. And also lava spelling also is wrong. It's Larvae. It's not Larva. Okay. So it's the pupa. Okay. Larva is also a correct answer, but your spelling is wrong. Okay. So next question, Varshit. Silk fibers are made up of vitamin, carbohydrate, protein, or fat?
Ma'am, protein.
Protein. I think Kritik wrote fact for this. Yeah, Kritik?
Yes, ma'am. I was confused with protein about.
Protein of the silkworm. Okay. Next question for Kritik. The eggs of the silkworm is stored in a wooden box, strips of plastic, strips of cloth, or plastic box.
Ma'am, ma'am, wooden.
Wooden. Oh, you weren't there, no? And I thought you just, that's why you didn't like understand. I think it's not wooden. Varshit, can you tell me?
Ma'am, strips of cloth or paper.
Cloth. Very good. So strips of cloth is the correct answer. Okay. So these strips are like based on the compartment box, which I told you. Okay. All right. So I hope all the answers are clear to all of you all. So Varshit, 1 minute. Yeah. Now Lashita, tell me. After sorting the small fluffy fibers that is removed from the hair are called what? What is this small fluffy fiber called?
Numbers.
Buzz. What did you write, Arshit?
Ma'am, I wrote
You wrote scoring. Okay, that's the only mistake that you did. It's actually called buzz, and scoring is the process. Okay.
okay.
So the first rank goes to Varshit and Lashita. Both of you have got the same mark. Actually, Lashita has got the first rank because her lava spelling was wrong. Otherwise, she would have got full marks. Okay, congratulations, both of y'all. Okay, very good. So Lashita and Varshit, both of you have scored 9 out of 10. And the second rank goes to Prithvik. Prithvik, your mistake is you made two mistakes. One is the wooden box, and the other is the fat. Okay, I think you have been aware of that now. You have got kept 7 out of 10. Congratulations, very good. And Anubhav has got the third rank. Okay, anyways. Any doubts? Did you understand what mistakes you all made? I might ask the same question next time. So I'm not giving you assurance. I might ask. I don't want you to repeat the same mistake. Okay. So, all right. I'll go back to the lesson. Share my screen in a minute. Okay. So now what season is it? Is it winter season or summer season?
Ma'am,
Summer.
summer.
Summer season. So what type of cloth do you prefer to wear in summer season?
Ma'am, cotton
Ma'am,
clothes.
cotton. Okay, why can't you wear woolen clothes?
Ma'am, because they
Ma'am,
generate heat.
because it traps air. It traps air. Very good. So you know that. So you wear cotton clothes now, yeah. So cotton is plant fiber or animal fiber?
Ma'am, plant.
Whereas wool is a
It's animal.
it's animal fiber. Okay. So you're able to tell that it's because of the traffic. 1 minute, I'll just see if I've uploaded the. I think I uploaded. Have uploaded this fibers no lesson. Fabric lesson I've already uploaded for you all, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So you know that what type of fibers you should wear in certain type of weather. So it's when it's winter, is it hot inside your house or is it cold inside your house?
Hot, ma'am.
Okay. In winter,
In winter, it's cold, ma'am.
winter it's cold. So when you go out in the sun during winter, you feel a little warm, right? But in summer, when you're staying at home also it is hot. When you're going out also it is hot. So how do you know if something is hot or cold? How do we find that? Okay. That is what we're going to see in this chapter. This chapter is called as. Any idea what is the name of the chapter?
Heat, ma'am.
Okay. So first we're going to see how do you define or how do you find something is hot or cold. Okay, so you know that in your day-to-day life you come across like so many objects. Okay, some of the objects are hot and some of these objects are cold. Okay, so first we'll just identify whatever hot or whatever cold you had. Okay, so in the morning you're having a cup of coffee, and then you're going out with your friend, you're having ice cream, and then you're just having ice cream as a small starter, and then you're going to a restaurant, you're having a chicken burger, you're having it at the restaurant. Okay, and then you're coming home, your mom is making vada, and then she's making some uh cold coffee. Okay, so just these are the few things that you come across. Okay, so instead of coffee, let's make this tea. You're having tea in the morning. Now can you tell me if this is hot or cold? First thing is,
Hot, ma'am.
then
Cold, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Cool.
cool.
then
Ma'am, hot. Ma'am, hotter. Ma'am, cold. That's it.
okay, so now you're able to easily like tell that something is hot or something is cold. So how, on what basis do you classify, on what basis do you say something is hot or cold? Can you, if you tell me, how do you know something is hot or cold?
Ma'am, by like, ma'am, suiting its temperature. Like,
Temperature, very good. So we understand something is hot or cold based on their temperature. This is the property which determines if something is hot or cold. All right. So a reliable measure of hotness of an object is temperature. Okay. So temperature is how hot or how cold an object is. Okay. So this temperature is measured using an instrument. What is instrument?
Thermometer, ma'am.
Thermometer. Thermometer is used for measuring the temperature. So now we're going to see how this measuring of temperature works. Okay, so you know that you have seen a thermometer, right? Have everyone,
yes, ma'am.
all of you seen a thermometer? What is there in a thermometer? There are so many,
Yes, ma'am. So many types of thermometers.
not types. There are so many something on thermometer. So many lines are there on thermometer. No.
Ma'am, mercury.
Yeah, very good. Mercury is there. There's so many tiny, tiny, tiny lines in thermometer. Where is mercury? It is here, here, or here? 1, 2, or 3?
What, ma'am?
One.
Mercury is here.
Uh,
Where is Mercury? Mercury is here, here, or here. 1, 2, or 3. Who
Ma'am,
said
two.
1?
ma'am,
Who
me.
said? Okay, Kritvik said 1. Who said 2?
Ma'am, I said Varshit.
Varshit is saying 2. Okay, so Lachita, you want to try?
Ma'am, two.
2. Here only is Mercury. In 2 only is Mercury, not in 1. Okay. Here center, no, center needle part only is Mercury. Okay. So you know that there are so many lines that is measuring in a thermometer. So thermometer is that measures our body temperature. So this type of thermometer that I drew over here. as Varshit said, yeah, there are different types of thermometer. But the thermometer that I have drawn over here is a clinical thermometer. So what is a clinical thermometer used for? It is used for measuring body temperature. Okay, for measuring the weather outside, the temperature outside, you can't use a thermometer, okay? Like this clinical thermometer you can't use. Okay, so for certain things you should know which thermometer to use. So this clinical thermometer is used for measuring the body temperature. Now you just hold the thermometer in your hand. You will see that there's a small line that goes up. Okay, goes like this. And then it will stop somewhere. Okay, this only is like 1, 2, 3, 4. Each line depicts that. So it stops here. It stops in 50 degrees. So it stops. It's for your temperature is 50 degrees Celsius. Okay, that's how you find out. Okay, so a clinical thermometer, it will have a long, narrow, uniform glass tube. So this is a glass tube. And this is mercury. Okay, and this end over here, this is where you place your mouth or you place it under your armpit, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is called as the bulb. Okay, so the bulb only, if you take, you can remove actually the bulb separately. It will come out like this. This is the bulb. Okay, the remaining is the glass tube. The glass tube is put over the bulb. Okay, so the bulb is, this whole thing is the bulb. All right, so the bulb contains mercury. Okay, the bulb only, inside the bulb only there's mercury. Okay, outside the bulb there's a shiny thread of mercury. Okay, so you can see actually shiny thread. You can see the dark red I've drawn. No, so this dark red is only the shiny thread of mercury. The black one is just the mercury inside the bulb. This is the shiny thread of mercury outside the bulb. Okay, so a small shining thread of mercury can be seen. Okay, so if you don't see a mercury, you can just rotate the thermometer and you can see slightly there'll be a small line. Okay, and you will find all this lines is the scale. The scale will depict the degree Celsius. Okay, degree Celsius is the temperature. Okay, so this is how the temperature, clinical temperature, this is how the clinical temperature is. So clinical temperature, you will normally, it will not like, what do you say? The readings, you will know clinical temperature is used only for body purpose. Okay, so the readings will range from, what is the meaning of readings? Readings of the temperature means what? Means whatever the temperature it shows, that is only the reading. Okay, so the reading will range from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius, because no body temperature can go below this. Okay, this is the normal ranging. Okay, 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. Okay, that doesn't mean it will not show 100 or more and all. If you keep the thermometer in a hot cup of tea, it will show more than this. But this is the reading that they're showing because you're using it only for clinical purpose. You're using it only for the human body temperature measurement. Okay. So to summarize, the the thermometer consists of a long, narrow, uniform glass tube. It has a bulb at the one end. The bulb contains mercury. Outside the bulb, you have a small shining thread of mercury. So then you have the scale on top, which shows the reading of the temperature. The scale is Celsius scale. So you have different type of scale is there. Okay. So this scale is called as the Celsius scale because Celsius is the one that is being measured over here. Okay. You have Fahrenheit scale. You have different, Kelvin scale. You have different temperature units are there. Okay. But the Celsius is the one that is we use for body temperature. The Celsius scale. And the clinical thermometer will range from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. Okay, so now we are going to see how to read the thermometer. Okay, so how will you read this thermometer? We're going to see. How will you know what is the temperature and all? Okay, so first you have to take the temperature difference. Okay, you have two bigger marks. Okay, wait, you have this line over here. Okay, before I teach you this, I'll show you a short video. Maybe through that you'll understand better.
இன்னைக்கு டீமோட பேட் லக் ஆல போயிடுச்சு.
ನೀವು ಅದೃಷ್ಟತೆ ಚೆಕ್ பண்ணு ಜಿಯೋ ಸಿನಿಮಾல ಟಾಟಾ.
Hey guys, it's Kaylee. In this lesson, we're going to learn about thermometers and have you ever seen the weather report come on TV? It will often look similar to this, and the weatherman or woman will tell us the temperature prediction for the next few days. These numbers down here represent the temperature. But what is temperature? Temperature is a measure of how much heat or energy something has.
So when she's telling all this thing, note it down also, certain notes. Okay, take notes of the video.
There are a lot of tools that help us measure temperature, but a simple way is by using our senses. Now let's imagine you have a mug of cold milk and a mug of hot tea. If you wrap your hands around the mug of cold milk, your hand will feel cool. And if you wrap your hand around the mug of hot tea, your hand will feel warm. Things that are cool to the touch have a lower temperature or less energy. And things that are warm to the touch have a higher temperature and more energy. Now, if we want a more precise measurement of temperature, we can use a thermometer. Thermometers are usually made of glass and have a hollow tube. At the bottom of the tube, there is a bulb. The bulb holds liquid, normally an alcohol. There are numbers that go up the side of the thermometer.
Okay, so they're saying alcohol, but it's actually mercury. Okay, keep that in mind. Don't confuse yourself.
Normally, there's a symbol at the top that tells you what units of temperature you are measuring. These units are normally a C for Celsius or an F for Fahrenheit. In the United States, we use Fahrenheit to describe temperatures, but most other countries use Celsius. These are also thermometers. Thermometers that look like this often give the temperature of engines or machines.
So the thermometer, the first side, left side, you can see the thermometer she's showing. That is also a thermometer. Right side, that image is there. That is also thermometer. Okay. So left side thermometer is used for engines, not for humans. Okay, for engine heat. You know, when your car, it shouldn't get too hot, it will turn off. Certain amount of heat the machine also can take care. So the left side thermometer is used for engine heats. But the right side only, it's also used for clinical purposes. It's more, it's not like but this is not what they used in hospitals and all. This is something you can find in your house for multiple uses, because clinical thermometers they'll use and they'll throw it away. Okay, this is used for multiple uses. It's basically an electrical thermometer, right side one. Okay,
machinery. And this type might be the most familiar to you. This thermometer is used to take the temperature of the human body. You may have used one of these when you were sick to see if you had a fever. When there is an increase in heat, the liquid that is in the bulb will expand and push up the tube. So as the temperature goes up and gets hotter, the liquid goes up in the thermometer. When there is a decrease in heat, the liquid that is in the bulb will contract and slide down the tube. As the temperature goes down and gets colder, the liquid goes down in the thermometer. Now let's practice reading some thermometers. Here we see the red line has moved up the tube. We find the top of the liquid and we see what number it is at on the scale. This one is right at 80. And if we look at the top, we see what units we are in, and it is F, so Fahrenheit. We can write the temperature as 80 with a degree symbol and then a capital F for Fahrenheit. Here we see the red liquid has moved down in the tube. We find the and it's 70 degrees and Celsius. Yeah, the red one, the liquid, but they're all in Fahrenheit. Just by looking at the heights of the liquid, which thermometer is measuring the coldest temperature? Right, it's this one here.
Clinical thermometer. In this module, you will learn about a clinical thermometer. Your forehead feels warm. You immediately suspect a fever. To be sure, however, you need to measure your exact body temperature. How would you do that? Well, with the help of a clinical thermometer, also called a doctor's thermometer. A clinical thermometer is usually made of glass and consists of a mercury-filled bulb inside at one of its ends and a fine capillary tube that looks like a thread running from the bulb to its other end. There is a small constriction in the neck close to the bulb. A clinical thermometer can measure temperature ranging from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius or 95 degrees Fahrenheit to 108 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a pretty small range. You can get the temperature by reading the scale inscribed on the side of the thermometer. Let us now see how a clinical thermometer works. A clinical thermometer is usually placed inside the mouth for measuring body temperature. Because of the body heat, the mercury inside the bulb heats up, expands, and rises to a certain level in the capillary tube through the constriction. The new level to which the mercury rises indicates the exact body temperature. You may be wondering if the reading changes on removing the thermometer from the mouth. Well, it does not. The constriction prevents the mercury from flowing back into the bulb. You can also say that the mercury column breaks at the constriction and is unable to return to the bulb, thus remaining stationary in the tube. To reset the thermometer, you need to swing it sharply many times so as to make the mercury column return to the bulb. Why do you think mercury is used in a clinical thermometer? Mercury is
Any of y'all know why we use mercury in clinical thermometer? Anybody can try?
I think it has a high burning point and
High burning point. What is burning point?
so
The answer is correct. But what is burning point?
ma'am, burning point means for it to get heat, ma'am, means more heat.
Heat. Any of you also try? Okay, so mercury basically has a high boiling point and a low melting point. Okay, so boiling point basically means high boiling point. The higher the boiling point, the lighter, if you give heat itself, it will start boiling. Okay, so you need to, like, for water and all, there's a certain amount of boiling point. If you let it boil in the stove for a few minutes, and then only it will boil. But in mercury, if you place in the gas, you just keep the fire, it will start boiling. Okay, that's why it's called, it has high boiling point. That's why it is used in thermometers. She'll explain in detail, okay, in the video.
Is used in a clinical thermometer as well as other thermometers for a number of reasons. First, mercury is a metal and thus it is a good conductor of heat. It starts to expand instantly on placing the thermometer inside the mouth. The expansion can be seen as a rising thread of mercury. Second, mercury remains a liquid at temperatures ranging from minus 39 degrees Celsius to 357 degrees Celsius. Hence, it can serve to measure a wide range of temperatures. At last, mercury does not stick to glass. Though using mercury in thermometers has
Okay, note down the advantages. All of y'all note the advantages of using mercury in the thermometer. Tell me when you're done.
Completed, ma'am.
I'm done.
What about you, Lashita?
Done, ma'am.
Okay.
advantages, mercury-based thermometers are considered risky. This is because mercury is poisonous. In case the bulb or the neck of a thermometer breaks, mercury can leak out into the mouth. This is why mercury-based clinical thermometers have largely been replaced nowadays with electronic digital thermometers or scanner thermometers. In this module you've learnt a clinical thermometer is a thermometer used for measuring body temperature. It is usually made of glass and consists of a mercury-filled bulb at one of its ends and a fine tube running from the bulb to the other end. The neck near the bulb has a small constriction. A clinical thermometer can measure a very small range of temperature ranging from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius or 95 degrees Fahrenheit to 108 degrees Fahrenheit. When a clinical thermometer is placed inside the mouth, the body heat causes the mercury in the bulb to heat up, expand and rise up the capillary tube through the constriction up to a certain level. The new mercury level indicates the exact body temperature. Mercury is used in thermometers because it is a good conductor of heat and expands uniformly. It can be used to measure a wide range of temperatures and it does not stick to the glass. Mercury-based clinical thermometers have largely been replaced nowadays with electronic digital thermometers or scanner thermometers.
Introducing to you India's first and only smart.
Okay, did you guys understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I hope it was clear to all of you all. You can note this also down, note it down, the parts of thermometer. So in this thermometer, 1 minute, stop writing, just listen. In this thermometer, you can see that I've drawn, no. So you can see in between, I've drawn only 3 divisions, but between 2 big lines, there are small lines and big lines, right? So between 2 big lines, there will be like 5 divisions. Okay. So you have 5 small divisions. Small line will be there between 2 big lines. Okay. So suppose the bigger marks have 1 degree. So in between, there are 5 divisions. That means each tiny line, the small line is there, no, each small line reads 0.2 degrees Celsius. Okay. And each big line, wait 1 minute. So big line over here is 1 degree Celsius. Each small line is half or which is equals to 0.2 degrees Celsius. Okay, so know the division naming and all. Okay, it's not 1.2, it's 1.5. Yeah. 1.5, which is 0.2 degrees Celsius. Okay, so each small line is 0.2. So it becomes like 0.2, 0.2, 0.2, 0.2, 0.2, 5 times, and then 1 degree Celsius. Again, 1.2 degrees, 1.4 degrees, 1.8 degrees, and then 2 degrees. So like this, the division goes on. Okay, this is how you will find it. Okay, now you can write it down.
Completed, ma'am.
Yeah. Do the rest.
Done, ma'am.
Kritik.
Almost.
Tell me when you're done.
Ma'am, done.
Okay, fine. So this is how the temperature is looking like. Okay. So first, like what you do is you just take a temperature, take a thermometer, and then you're going to first before like checking with yourself, you wash it with antiseptic solution. Okay, so I want you to find one of your homework questions. Another question will be okay, note the homework questions also.
Ma'am.
Tell me.
Yes. Ma'am, what is the second question? What is the last word?
It's thermometer only.
Okay. Ma'am, done.
Okay. The rest of y'all.
Done.
Ashok.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. So your normal body time, you know, the thermometer will read from 35 to 42 degrees Celsius. So a normal human being's body temperature is always 37 degrees Celsius. That doesn't mean it should be 37 for everybody. Okay. So a normal, if the person is under 37, then you will say that something is wrong with the person. Okay, well, that doesn't mean that if the person is having above 37, he's having fever. Maybe 30, 40, 39, yes, the person's having fever. So 37 is the basic normal temperature rate of a human being. Okay, so after you first wash the thermometer with antiseptic solution, you will like shake the thermometer. Okay, so why are you shaking the thermometer? Can you have to tell me? You saw in the video.
Ma'am, to reset it.
Reset in the sense? What will happen inside?
Ma'am, it will get reset.
Will get reset, it means what will happen? How will it reset?
Ma'am, the mercury will go down to the bottom.
Very good. Mercury will go down. Okay. And where should the mercury stop at? What temperature should a mercury stop in a clinical thermometer? Correct person, tell me. Let me see how much you want.
34, ma'am. 34 degrees Celsius. 34 or 35.
35. It's not 34 because the reading itself is from 35 to 42 only. Okay. So there's no 34. So 35, the mercury should go there. So once it goes into, mercury goes to 35, then yes, thermometer is resetted. Now you can place it under your tongue. Okay. So after 1 minute, you can take the thermometer out and whatever the number shows, you can just read it out and that is your body temperature. Okay, now can any of you tell me why place a thermometer under your tongue?
Ma'am, once repeat.
Why do you have to keep the thermometer under your tongue?
Can I answer, ma'am?
Tell me any of it.
Ma'am, because it shows the exact temperature of the body, ma'am.
Why only the tongue?
Ma'am, because from ma'am, from our mouth only all those coughs and those will come, right, ma'am, from them.
Sorry, come again.
Ma'am, because it goes from stomach to mouth, right, ma'am? It can like.
Okay, that's actually a brilliant answer. That's not correct, but that's really creative. Nice thinking. But whatever Varshit said is right, but you didn't have a proper explanation. Okay, so I want always an answer with explanation. If you're saying true, then she should have an explanation. If you're saying false, you should have an explanation too. Okay, so obviously, yeah, you're getting the correct, accurate reading of the temperature, okay, of the person's body. Because the thermometer is a device that is used to measure the temperature, and there's some areas in our body where you have extreme hotness or extreme coldness. Okay, so you know that you have a different layer of skin on your body, on your face, your hand, your legs, everywhere. But if you notice under your tongue, it is a very thin filament, right? So you don't have too many layers of skin. Since this is just a single layer of skin, you don't have so many layers for the heat to pass on. Okay, so you have your body, your bone is, for example, bone is having certain temperature. From bone, it's coming to the first layer of your skin, then second layer, third layer, then your top layer, which is called the epidermis. Okay, the epidermis is the skin that is the topmost layer. So it goes through so many layers, and then only you're getting the heat. Okay, but when it comes to the tongue, you just have one layer, it directly comes on top. That is why it is more accurate when you place under your tongue. That's why temperature is kept under your tongue. Okay, so you know that 37 degrees Celsius is the normal temperature. So what else you need to know? Yeah, this much of information is enough. Others and all it's extra information. Okay, so maybe you can just now I told you extra information about why it's kept in a tongue and all. No? So take note of whatever I said in your own words, write it down. So it will be useful for you to study during exam.
I'm done.
Okay.
Completed.
Okay.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. So I hope you have noted the homework down also, and I hope everything was clear. Any doubts so far? Next class we'll be learning about another type of thermometer, which is called as the laboratory thermometer. Okay, it's mostly used in lab purposes. You know what is a lab, right?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay, so we'll see that in next class. So for intro today, this much is enough. Any doubts? Any of you all have? You can ask. Do you have any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Nachita, Kritvik, Varshit, no doubts? All of you are clear? Okay, all right then. Fine class. I'll see you in next class then. Bye.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye.